Hi, it's Loulou James here, designer of the Buttafly. So the Buttafly, it's a seat for yoga and meditation. I also have people who like to play their guitar when they sit on it. It's also a unique tool for realigning the spine, and I use it as a very versatile prop for a lot of different yoga positions. And today what I'm going to do is show you how you can take advantage of the wedged shape of the Buttafly to protect your wrists. Now, when we go into a normal down dog, we need a lot of nice flexibility at the wrists. And for those people who've lost that flexibility, maybe they've had a broken wrist or some kind of other injury, perhaps they're getting a little bit older, then the wedge shape can work really well. So what we want to do is position the Buttafly so that when we come into the down dog, we don't have the same requirement for flexion at the wrists. That's the flexion position of the wrist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rest my hands in preparation. And you can see that there's less a requirement of the range of movement there than if my hands were down on the mat. We're going to use it in another way as well, and this is for tabletop. Now this time I'm going to have my hands behind me. Now tabletop is a position that I find quite difficult to get into. And one of the reasons is because although I've got reasonable flexibility in my wrists, when I put the hand behind me, I've got far less flexibility than when my hand is forwards there. And that's because of all the stretch on the connective tissue. So when I have my hands behind me like this, I don't know if you can see, but actually I can't get this part of my hands down onto the mat. That makes it very difficult for me to come up into tabletop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the wedge shape there, and you can see that I need to creep my hands quite forwards there. There we are. Now I've got that part of my hands in contact, and that's what you want. You want this part of your hand in contact with the floor. You don't want to be putting that overstretch on the fingers there. And then what I can do is then start to come into tabletop. Now it might be that to build up to tabletop, I'm just going to come into this position first of all. And then I can start to really lift myself into this position. Now you can see that I don't even have the full range in my shoulders there to allow me to come into a great tabletop. So it's something that I'm working with. I have quite a lot of stiffness in my shoulders, but I'm hoping that you can see the advantage of using this certainly under the wrist to give you a little bit more leeway. So see how you get on with trying with a wedge shape. If it's not this, then just a very simple yoga block. But I think you'll find that the Buttafly also works very well because of the additional height. So I look forward to seeing you again, and namaste.